listening to Under the Umbrella podcast. Each week, we'll discuss various topics under the umbrella of the LGBTQ community. And I'm your host, Angel. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Under the Umbrella podcast. I am your host, Angel, and I am fortunate enough to have one of my favorite guests on again, my sweet wife, Tiffany. If you've been following the podcast thus far, she was on the 4th episode, I believe, Married to a Bisexual with myself. And on today's episode, we'll be talking about discrimination when it comes to the LGBTQ community. And before we get started, I wanted to read a quote that is by Michael McGill Jr. And it reads, "Privilege simply says I have something that I have inherited. If you are in the majority, you have privilege. If you are Christian, you have privilege. If you are heterosexual, you have privilege. If you are a male, you have privilege." So with that being said, we wanted to talk to you guys about the moment we experienced discrimination, unfortunately, when we were planning our wedding, which was in 2019 last year. And I guess with that being said, I'll let Tiffany take over.
Kind of long story short, I guess. It started out with me contacting a designer for something for Angel to wear to our wedding, for the wedding. And so this is the email. I'm just going to read the emails verbatim.
Before you read the email, can I just say that it was a small Black business owned by a Black female? Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So it says, "Good afternoon. I am contacting you because I'm getting married in October. My fiance has fallen in love with one of your jumpers with a train. It has been challenging for her to find anything she likes. Anyway, she told me that the one that she wants is $1,500. Please forgive my ignorance, but I felt compelled to ask if you all take payments or if it is just you pay in full at the time that you order. I really appreciate your time and look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day. Sign my name." I sent that last June. I want to say like the 13th. A few days later, I got a response, and this is what it reads. "Hi, Tiffany. Thank you for reaching out. I apologize for the late response. Yes, we accept payments, 50% up front and the remaining balance upon completion. However, I wouldn't be able to make a piece for a same-sex wedding. It goes against my faith in Christ. I believe Jesus died for our sins so that we would live for him according to his holy word. I know you both love each other and that this feels right, but I encourage you both to reconsider and see what the Lord has to say and the wonderful things he has in store for both of you if you trust and obey him. God bless you both. And I'm available to talk and share more about Jesus if you'd like. Feel free to call me." Signed, Company X.
Tiffany told me she preferred that I refer to the company as Company X. So with that being said, I think we were at work when you got that response, like on lunch break or something. And she called and told me, and I thought she was joking because
I thought it was a joke. It was black and white in my email. I was like, people really send this stuff out, but apparently,
yeah. So, we told literally a couple of people about it because we were just pissed and heartbroken. Just any emotion you can imagine and we didn't understand, we didn't understand. So, after talking to the few friends that we did talk to about it, they one of our friends encouraged us, in particular, encouraged us to post about it on social media because whether people are out of the closet, so to speak, and I'm air quoting, or out and about with their sexuality or not, people need to know when companies don't want to service you being of the LGBTQ community. So I did. I went to Instagram and took several screenshots. Being a few of them was what Tiffany just read, and just some screenshots that I found on her page. And of course, I just was assuming, but it appeared to be a bunch of women who got married out of wedlock, like most people do this day and age. Um, it's true. um, there was another picture of a celebrity who clearly, clearly, very well known artist who was pregnant out of wedlock and did a dress for that person. And I'm bringing that stuff up because, being of the LGBTQ community, allegedly that's a sin. So having a child is not a sin too, right? So you shouldn't be creating dresses for those people either. Like even if I was wrong with my assumptions with the people with the little children who clearly it appeared that their mothers had them out of wedlock, and I ain't knocking them for it. I had my son out of wedlock, you know, or our son, excuse me, because he's ours. But I gave birth to him, and Tiffany came into our life, and she's been here, for quite some time with, and assisting me in raising him. But anyways, um, but at least if you take everybody else out the equation, this artist who has never been married, who's even talked about being pregnant before and having an abortion, you made a dress for her. So I just didn't understand it because I did. I was, just doing my own little research. Like, what? I didn't understand. So anyway, I posted on Instagram, shared it on Facebook. People, of course, read it, pissed. People who know us, they're pissed, and they're asking because our individual accounts are private, so people were asking us to make it public so they could share it, and it spread like wildfire. I mean, it spread so fast. And you know, people put it in little private groups that they're in, and long story short, we ended up people reaching out to us. A lady that we befriended reached out to us asking us were we comfortable talking to the media about this. We were like, whoa. Um, but we did. We ended up doing a report on it, and we thought it was just going to be a quick little snippet of our story. They wanted to make it a headline. And so, they asked us for some like 5 pictures of us. I mean, the whole nine, and they talked to us, and that was hard. And we had somebody who Steph was on episode 6. Anyway, LGBTQ advocacy. He worked for promo at the time, and he reached out to us, so sweet, and was giving us tips on how to handle the media. We didn't have to answer questions we weren't comfortable with, and he was out of town, so he couldn't be there with us physically. So we recorded it, and it didn't air the night we thought it would air, but it did air like on a Monday night, and it was interesting with that because like I went to work and I was so nervous, and I'm like, because well, I was at one point more private than I am now, but I feel like now my life is just, it is what it is. And, me doing this podcast and YouTube channel, can't really have a private life like that. But at that time, it was much more private. And, not many people knew I was even in a relationship, let alone with a woman, because you sit back and you hear people's conversations, and it's like, oh, okay. It's like, Like if you know somebody, a white woman who has a biracial child, and another white woman is talking to this woman, being, racist as fuck, not knowing this woman has a biracial black kid, and they look stupid, like, oh damn. So, anyways, the story aired. We did our best not to read the comments. Some of our friends read some of the comments and were pissed, because people just ignorant, when stuff like this happens, it brings out the absolute worst in people. Just like when
it's
shit.
not just stuff like this, though.
Well, I was getting ready.
Say just stuff in general. People.
You let me finish my thought.
I'm sorry.
No, it's go ahead.
I just was gonna say people. People just. I mean, that's the world we live in right now. People get off on being hateful. It doesn't do anything for them personally. It doesn't enrich their lives. They don't get money every time they leave a hateful comment. Hell, if I was getting paid for it, I'd leave some hateful comments under people's stuff. I'm just saying, no.
She would not.
I'm just talking shit. I wouldn't, for real, because it's unnecessary and it's hurtful. And if it doesn't personally affect you, it's okay not to speak on it. If you don't know what that's like, it's okay not to speak on it. You don't have to speak on everything just because it's there, So, yeah. I even read a couple. I had to stop. We said we wouldn't, and I did, and that was dumb.
Yeah, and so the cool thing about it was another a bigger news outlet that reached out to us for our story, but I can't remember, something else happened that was a bigger story than ours. So, we didn't get a chance to record with them, but we saw many, many articles literally across the world in so many different languages being written, talking about this, because I think people just, of course, now it's 2020 and it's like, damn, we still talking about this. Damn, people are still being hateful like that, and it's just, it's just old. It's like, damn, when do we get past this stuff? When do we get past racism? When do we get past homophobia? When do we get past
sexism?
Man, look. When do we get past all this shit? Like, what is wrong with people? What is wrong with people? I even remember us I'm thinking about some of the comments that were made, like, even after all of this was going on, basically even people who supported us and was angry with us even started changing their thoughts about it. Well, they are a company and they can refuse people's services. And I'm like,
it's not a no shoot. It's not a no shirt, no shoes, no service situation.
Right.
Though that's not anybody that says, well, yeah, they're a company, they have the right to do that. Like, I feel like that's a cop out. Like, it really is. Like, if you know someone's views going into something, then you can make a decision on whether or not you want to patronize that business. But if you're not advertising that stuff, nobody knows that you do or don't do something. Of course you can assume, but nobody knows you do or don't do something. So you're a public business.
That part right there. That's the issue. This person is a public business located in New York, where they have laws in place where you cannot discriminate against people. And I even made a comment like, damn, I just would have took this better if she put this on her website or if she put it on her social media page. But guess what that is called? Discrimination. You can't do that. But I still would take it better. I'd rather you put it out there in the fucking open so I don't have to waste my time.
I never would have reached out to her if I thought if something like that was discriminatory or not. If somebody lets you know who they are, which is why, while everything we going through in this country right now sucks, you almost have to be like, okay, you feel that way, now I know where you stand. Because before you verbalized how you felt, I had no clue, and that's dangerous for me. That's possibly detrimental to me and to mine. So to know how you feel is better for me. It stinks. It hurts because we cried about it. I mean,
oh yeah. It hurts. this was my thing. I'm sorry to cut you off, sweetie.
You good, babe.
So this was my thing. Like, no matter how anybody tried to dice this up, it's just a jumpsuit. And most people kept saying it was dressed. It was
Why
a
don't you
jumpsuit
just
with a
go
train.
somewhere else?
But yeah, just go somewhere else. It's just a jumpsuit. And it's like, if that were you in that moment, is that how you would have handled it? Because at the end of the day, I see literally every day, especially on social media, when people have bad experiences with a business, no matter how large or small, bad customer service, the food is gross, the shopping experience was horrible. Guess what people do? They go to social media and people converse with their friends about it. And they're like, oh, well, I don't think I want to shop with them, or I don't want to spend my money with that company. So why was this any different? That part I didn't get, and then I started hearing, that I was emotional about it. First of all, fuck you. Let's start there. And it was hurtful. It was unnecessary. And for it to come from a Black woman who posts on her pages about systemic racism, oppression, and whatnot. And it's like, oh, so you don't like when white people are racist to you or use a system to discriminate against you, but it's okay for you to use a different system, aka religion, to be discriminatory towards somebody else. It's the same fucking thing.
The oppressed becomes the oppressor.
Exactly.
That's a long story short.
Well, I got time, baby.
No.
I got time, and we have condensed this down, but I have time. I wanted to talk about every nitty bitty detail because I was on a mission. I was pissed. I was looking at videos where she's talking about oppression, and even posted something saying the person who always have a problem is the problem. So clearly you are that person who always got a problem with the LGBTQ community. So you are the problem, but you probably don't look at it that way because you just don't.
You're Christian.
But anyways.
Silver lining. Silver lining.
Go ahead.
I'll say a little bit of the silver lining. Silver lining in this is that we did meet Steph. And Steph is an awesome human being who I just absolutely adore. And we met Heather, who
episode 3
on the Pan episode. And she is another amazing human being. I'm not gonna say if, when she listens to this and hears us saying all these good things about her, she's gonna be like, stop. Like, does not really get down with a lot of the accolades and being praised, but she really is a beautiful person, because when this happened, the night that we did our interview, she invited us to her home. This lady has never seen us. This lady has no idea who we are. She doesn't know and when I tell you this lady has a beautiful home, she has a beautiful home. She never questioned a motive. Moment we walked up, we made sure we brought her a gift. The moment we walked up, we felt welcome. We felt like
her family and friends.
We've known her forever. Yeah. And that was beautiful because it was born from a situation that was gross. That's really what discrimination is. It's gross. It's very gross, disgusing behavior.
It's trifling.
It's ignorant.
As I say, and Tiffany always say my language is colorful. As this is what I've been saying about people who discriminate and who are racist. It is small dick energy and dry pussy energy. Yeah, I said it.
So
it is. It is.
but I like, again, I say, out of that we were able to meet some really beautiful people and have some really beautiful experiences. We found a jumpsuit with a train that I believe
before that
being way better.
Yeah, that is true. So, but before we found the jumpsuit that I wore, and for those of you looking on YouTube, make sure you stay to the end because I'm gonna post our wedding pictures so you can see how beautiful we look. We don't ask for much. We real low key, simple people, I think, but we did have somebody reach out and offer to make the dress for free. Yes. Unfortunately, it didn't work out because it just wasn't enough time. Yeah. It wasn't enough time. All of this started happening Tiff sent
That
the email out in
was
June, so and I
June,
posted that like the very beginning of July,
yeah.
and it just wasn't enough time. Our wedding was in October. It just wasn't enough time for what I was looking for. We had people wanting to do repairs to our house. We needed just being kind individuals,
Being good
just
humans.
yes, just reaching out. Are you okay? Do you need anything? What can I do for you? It was
I knew that was going to happen.
I'm sorry.
It's
Technical difficulties over here. But it was just a beautiful thing to experience in the midst of us experiencing so much hate, people spewing hate on social media, that we still were surrounded by so much love and support. You know, even a few people by my page now being open even thought they were going to be on my page talking shit. No, that ain't happening. You can go over to the local media page that everybody else is being stupid on and do that there, because you were not doing that here. You know, like I don't have it's okay.
Oh, I'm too long for this.
You okay? Tiffy hurt her knee, y'all. Sorry. But nobody has time for this. Like, people who are just low-key individuals, even if you're not low-key, but if you hateful, as people look at you like, I would say Converse, but Converse came back. But I don't know what shoe is no longer in style.
Etonics.
Yeah, like where they do that at? They don't wear those no more. Like, stop. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yes, to get back to what Tiffany was saying, she did find me another jumpsuit. And I actually was told by the seamstress who was going to do the jumpsuit. She I'm being petty right now. She like enlarged the picture. Yeah. She enlarged the picture and was showing me how it wasn't good work. So I
forgot about that. She did.
Yeah, she did. She was showing me like how stuff wasn't seamed, like the finishing touches and stuff. And I thought that was hilarious. Yeah. Oh, not to mention, I won't mention her name, but if she's listening to this podcast, I've known her since middle school, and we don't talk very often, but I remember her posting about this. She shared this story on her Facebook page, and she reached out to me, and oh my God, she was just so fucking sweet, and made it. She was trying so hard to help find me something to wear, and her name starts with an S. She real chocolate and bow-legged. Been walking like a cowboy since I know her, or a cowgirl. But I love you, and I owe you still for that. And you may tell me no, but I still owe you for that. And I really appreciate you just being there. People think you have to talk to people every day for them to love you and support you, and that's truly not the case. But thank you so much, love. You have no idea. Well, I cried like a baby when you called me, and you just wanting to get on it. Just help me out, and thank you so much for that. But yeah.
I mean, like I said, the story ended up beautifully. Yeah. The wedding was beautiful. It was more than we could have asked for. We ended up with 40 people flying all the way to Vegas, and coming to celebrate with us. And that was dope. Like, a room full of people, some we knew personally, some we didn't at the time, or just just coming with other people that we were closer to, or whatever the case may be. But everybody that was supposed to be there was there. And the energy was amazing, and it was beautiful. And I have to say that again, even though that situation sucked, it was hurtful. It mostly hurt me because, like, you could tell me no and I could take it for myself. You can't tell me no for her. Like, that's a no-go. That's
It's the same.
Not gonna work for me,
It's the
especially
same.
not for this. It would be different. At the time I was working a little retail job. I wasn't making a lot of money. I was ready to go out and get a second job to figure out a way to afford this dress. I mean, you thinking about $1,500 dress, that was almost as much as the damn wedding itself. So I mean, it's no small feat, but I was fully prepared mentally to figure out a way to make it happen. And then for somebody to tell you your money is not good enough, not just because like I don't even know what other reason I could come up with. Your only reason is that we're two females. And I could have emailed you or something and not wrote my whole name. I'm not ashamed of who I am. I'm not ashamed of my wife. You know what I'm saying?
Me either.
But it just I could have easily just written that email, signed it T. Allen. You wouldn't have known the difference.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have known nothing.
Yeah.
You truly wouldn't have. And it would have been if you would have made it, and when you would have found out when we tagged you in pictures, then what? You know what I'm saying? But the universe don't work like that, and the universe knew we didn't need that energy going into nothing that was being made for something so important. Don't nobody got time for that. We didn't need that, and so it was so many reasons that happened. And all of the events after happened the way that they did, but just know that it sucks in the moment. And it's painful in the moment because then you start to ask all these questions. You start to feel all these weird feelings that you don't like feeling that are very uncomfortable. And only people who have either gone through it or have family members or somebody that they love gone through. And I'm not saying somebody you know. I'm saying somebody you care about. Because it's easy to say, dang, that's messed up. And it's just somebody you know. When it's somebody you truly, truly care about, that you love, that's got a piece of your heart, when something like that happened, you find yourself just as pissed off as you would be if it happened to you. And that's the difference that people don't get. Like, people who are family members, people who are friends, if we don't talk to you that much, that don't mean, you know me, you like me, but that don't mean you love me, and that don't mean you would give a shit. There's a lot of people I didn't hear from that I figured I would, and not hear from.
Hashtag no comment.
and not for any other reason, but then to just say, hey, dang, this I know this happened. You good? Because that's what I do. If I care about you.
Oh, this is the perfect time for me to say, you should not expect yourself from other people.
True that. Yeah. And so I don't.
Because, I agree. If somebody, even if I don't talk to this person on the phone often or text or whatever, don't get me wrong. I know you don't see everybody post on social media, but when people are on social media all the time, like some of the people that we're talking about, they knew about it, and they didn't say anything. They just
opted out of saying anything, and that let me know where you are in your space, and so you stay over there, and I'll stay over here. Mm-hmm. But that will create a little more distance, just because if you're not for me, then what are we doing?
Yeah, you just reminded me when you were talking about basically all of this as a whole. Mm-hmm. So when we were dealing with the media, so I was screenshotting a whole bunch of shit because I was just pissed. And you know how people are in the heat of the moment, people mouths just be going a mile a minute, then they like backtrack and start deleting, which is what happened. So somebody went on the person's page.
No, she was getting flamed on Facebook.
Yeah, and Instagram. And one person in particular, I didn't know this person, but I remember the person said, there's a rumor going around that you wouldn't make a dress for a same-sex couple. Is this true? And the company comments, it's not
It's true.
She said it's
Yes,
not
it's true or whatever.
something to that effect. I'm ad libbing because I didn't want to be looking at my phone, but basically she said it was. And so, we were talking to the media, when we did our interview and stuff. They had already started deleting all the comments that they had made and started being quiet because they realized they fucked up.
And that we just weren't gonna take it laying down. Like,
no. Right.
But I will say this too. It's funny how people hide behind stuff like religion, especially when it comes to stuff like business. But when you go on social media and you like, yeah, I did that. Yeah, so what? Like, yeah, it's my business. I could do what? Well, when they reached out to you, why you ain't talk to them? Why you ain't say,
right.
why didn't you say anything? Because if that's how you feel, stand on yours. It's okay. Like, it's not okay, but it's okay. Because if that's your view and that's what you believe,
then stand on
that's on you, but stand on yours. Don't say this. It's like people who embarrass you in public but will say they sorry in private. Like, stand on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you did that, then be outward with it. Go ahead and do it wholeheartedly. Go all in on it. It's that if that's your view, stand on it.
For whatever reason, and this may be totally off subject, kinda, but squirrel, yeah. But it kind of ties into it. So with you saying all of that, you just reminded me as I released an episode 7, where I was talking about you can be a liar, you can be a thief, you can be a whore, but you can't be gay in the Black church. And it makes me think about that. Like, for whatever reason, with the whole sin thing, and I'm doing the air quotes again, for whatever reason, everybody always focuses on the LGBTQ community. They never talk about people having children out of wedlock. They never talk about people committing adultery. They never talk about those things. It's like everybody just always want to focus on the LGBTQ community, and it's like, fuck you.
Because you say you're sorry for that and all as well. I'm not. This is the thing too. I'm just gonna throw this out here. I don't.
You see me tooting up my lips.
It's, I grew up in church. Ain't nothing that lady could tell me about Jesus. I'm just saying, it's not unless she grew up with a different version of the Bible that I've never seen or heard from. There's nothing she could tell me about it. You can't assume that a person is godless or faithless because they're in a same-sex relationship.
That doesn't matter. Because the whole point of me creating the episode, I wanted to talk to somebody else about it to find out, especially if they were Black and they went to church and they were of the LGBTQ community. I wanted to find out how they felt knowing that there are Bible verses that say they're going to hell. Even though, like I mentioned in that episode, technically speaking, we all going to this place called hell, because nothing that we do this day and age is of the Bible. It's just not. It's just not.
The food we eat, the clothes we wear,
none of it.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter. It doesn't. And I say that to say, because it is people of the LGBTQ community who are big in their faith. They go to church, and they have some churches. They were created just for the LGBTQ community. So none of that mattered. It was just about her faith. It didn't matter what you believed, and none of that. Mm-hmm. She just saw Tiffany and Angel. Last I checked, Angel, even though it was me, but still, for you to assume
I said she.
Oh, that's right.
I did.
Never mind.
But again, I'm not. I didn't see a problem with anything, so there was no reason for me to not identify ourselves.
2019.
I mean, you in New York, and like, I'm an artist. I get it, so I'm like, of all places, I didn't.
Yeah, it's like, because we're from St. Louis, and so unfortunately, we would see those stories a lot on the news, in St. Louis. And I mean, we literally just didn't think nothing of it. We didn't think anything of it. You hear these stories all the time.
You don't ever think they're gonna happen to you, though.
Yeah, nobody thinks anything like that will happen to them. That's why it's so easy for people to speak on shit, and then when it happens to them, they want everybody to back them and support them. No, I'm giving you that same energy you gave me, because today my name is Petty Betty, bitch. Yep. I know. She balances me out, y'all. Okay. She really does. Okay. But no, seriously, I wanted to tell this story because I wanted us to tell the story, excuse me, so that because people experience this,
every day,
all the time,
about something,
and it's not okay. It's not okay. I don't care what the demeanor is of the couple. It is not okay for people to be discriminated upon
for any reason.
Yeah, I'll just stick to that. I won't even get into any of the other isms that's going on in our world.
Yeah.
It's just not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. And at the end of the day, you need people to support your business. And I think she's still in business, but the sad thing is, I want, like I said, we wanted to make sure once we made the decision for me to go ahead and post it was so that other people of the LGBTQ community
did not
patronize that business, because we didn't want anybody else to experience the hurt that we experienced, because it stung. It stung so bad.
It still does.
Yes, it still does. Especially, again, we see it's 2020. We still talking about people being oppressed. We're still talking about police brutality. We're still talking about systemic racism. So to experience that from somebody of your own community, meaning a Black woman, that stung. That stung real bad. And of course, she didn't know our races. It shouldn't have mattered. None of that should have mattered. Bitch, you gonna make the fucking dress or the jumpsuit or not? Like, you don't want to make money? I guess not. If you making dresses for celebrities who having kids out of wedlock, I don't know. Our little $1,500 was nothing,
But again, that goes back to I get that certain things you can't advertise, but there's a way around everything, and there's a way to put your belief out there without setting yourself up for that kind of failure. And it's like, so if that's how you're gonna operate, again, free reign. That's cool. That's you. It is not cool. It's not cool. But I'm saying it's cool in a sense of, if that's how you want to operate, if people know up front what they're dealing with in your company, in your business, then they can know if they want to go further or even attempt to do business with you.
And with that's what I'm saying. No, I totally get that. But that's the flip side to it. Because there are a lot of Christian individuals. There are a lot of sorry. There are a lot y'all probably wonder why I be giggling or not. One, I'm goofy, but two, it's some technical always going on. And that's why I be giggling, like, most of the time at the beginning of the episodes or in the midst of. But there are a lot of Christian people who are not hateful, or they're not like that. They don't care. They really genuinely feel like love is love, and they don't use that phrase, live and let live. I fucking hate that. Like, shut the hell up. Please stop it. All the shit going on in your house. Be quiet. Don't. People only say that when it comes to people who they think are gay or lesbian or, whatever. Us under the umbrella. But, anyways, we just wanted to make sure we told our story, because it happens. It happens more often than any of us would care to admit or care to know about. It's really sad, but it doesn't. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. It's so much going on, and then that's just another layer of bullshit that people have to deal with. And they just simply, I just simply wanted a fucking jumpsuit, and I felt so bad because the person who, the funny thing about that is the person who sent that to me, she's Christian. I won't say her name. She know who she is, and she felt horrible after that happened. Yeah. And I'm like, that was not your fault. You didn't know, because this person who's a Christian, who's a Black woman, she's not like that.
Well,
She's a
she
real.
lives by the no judgment policy that the whole Bible is based off.
I mean, there's too much shit to be going on to be concerned about what. It's.
I know. I'm just saying, she is doing what you should do. You shouldn't judge people based off of, especially something like their lifestyle. And like, I don't. Everybody's like, your beliefs. Like, why are they your beliefs, and why do you stand so firmly on them?
Oh, don't get me started with that.
So if that's your belief and you are going on into that, why are you so firm? Why are you holding on so tightly to them when you're not even opening yourself up to maybe people who should be in your life, maybe experiences you should experience, just a lot of different things. I'm not saying don't believe, because everybody wants something to believe in, and that's okay. But don't let your beliefs cripple you and allow you to not even be open to listening to someone else, or just being open to hear something else. Don't be closed off, because that's all that is just being closed off.
It again, I repeat, is little dick energy and dry pussy energy is what that is. And I stand firmly on that.
All right, folks. Well, it's been another episode of Under the Umbrella.
I won't go there. I was because I was getting ready to say something about people's beliefs. I'll go ahead and say it.
No,
it's nothing bad. It's something for people to ponder.
Okay.
Because most of our beliefs are not ours. They were passed down to us.
Mm-hmm.
They were passed down to us. Most people go to church because their parents made them get up and go to church. Their grandparents made them get up and go to church. So they never sat and thought about, is that my belief? But I won't go there. I should have mentioned that.
Kind of did, but it's okay.
I touched on it. I did like this. Touch. That's all I did.
Okay.
I didn't go there. Whose side are you on?
Yours always.
Okay. Well, first, thank you again, Tiffany, for being a guest on Under the Umbrella podcast. I really appreciate you being on. I really think I want to get a petition out so that you join me full time. I mean, I do. I just love my wife, y'all. She's just so awesome and so fucking supportive with me doing this podcast, doing this YouTube channel, and just constantly encouraging me to get out of my way and do what I feel passionate about, and just talking about these things that, I mean, they're not easy for me to talk about, for sure. They're really not. Mm-hmm. She sees the tears many a days with the frustration and struggling with, should I talk about that? Should I not? But thank you again for being a guest, Tiffany. I really appreciate you. I love you so much.
Love you too.
And with that being said, as you all go about your day, please know that you are loved, you are supported, you are enough, and you are for damn sure worthy. You are worthy of that dress. You are worthy of that suit. You are worthy of that cake, that venue, that menu. You are worthy of that facility. You are worthy of it all. Don't let anybody make you feel like you're not, because you are. Catch you guys on the next episode. Love y'all.
Baby, is it time to set the date? I'm shaking and my heart can hardly wait. And everybody wants to know the fate of this forever. You can wear a suit and I'll wear white. We'll make your mom and daddy dance all night underneath the stars that shine so bright when we're together. together. And at the end of that day, with the rice on the floor and the friends gone away, all that will matter to me is you. It's meant to be. Marry me. Baby, when you finally wear my ring, I'm gonna hear 1,000 angels sing, with heaven in the distance echoing so sweetly. Your sister's gonna wear a satin dress. The cake is gonna make a great big mess. My mother's gonna cry when you confess that you need me. And at the end of that day, when we walk out the door and you whisk me away, all that will matter to me is you. It's meant to be. Marry me. It doesn't have to be in June. Just promise that 1,000,000 days from now will be a day I'm still with you. And at the end of that day, if the stars are in flames and the world's gone away, all that will matter to me is you. It's meant to be. Marry me.
Can we take a little time? Back porch in the rocking chair. Leave the light on, I'll be meeting you out there. Reminisce every moment past, all the times we shared. You and I growing old together, we stood and faced the weather. One thing I know, you are my soul. Got a life ahead of us, we're gonna take it slow. Little things you do, I love about you. Hold you close like the day we met and watch our lives unfold in the sky tonight. And the stars will tell our story, no doubt in my mind tonight. And I just know there never will be. It's a beautiful life. A beautiful life. Up in the morning, underneath the shade of an oak tree. Colors on the leaves are changing, seasons moving endlessly. Man, where did the time go? We got some history. A little bit older now, but you still look so good to me. One thing I know, you are my soul. Got a life ahead of us, we're gonna take it slow. Little things you do, I love about you. Hold you close like the day we met and watch our lives unfold in the sky tonight. And the stars will tell our story, no doubt in my mind tonight. And I just know there never will be. It's a beautiful life. A beautiful life. sitting in our rocking chairs, music in the background. We got time to share. It's been so beautiful loving you through all of these years. One thing I know, you are my soul. Got a life ahead of us, and we're gonna take it slow. Little things you do, I love about you. Hold you close like the day we met and watch our lives unfold in the sky tonight. And the stars will tell our story, no doubt in my mind tonight. And I just know there never will be. It's a beautiful life. A beautiful life. Just you and I. Oh, a beautiful life. Just you and I. Yeah, it's a beautiful life. Just you and I.